Hello, boys and girls. This is Aunt Fernita, and I have a wonderful story for you called A Wise Choice. Today's memory verse is from Genesis chapter 41, verse 16. It says, "I cannot do it, but God will." The message for today's story is God can help us do anything. Have you ever been asked to do something that was really hard? Joseph was asked to tell Pharaoh about some dreams, but he couldn't do it alone. The morning light poured through the palace windows. Pharaoh woke up. His head ached. He had not slept well at all. Why? That's because he had two very strange dreams. "Bring the wise men to me," he called to his servants. The wise men listened very carefully as Pharaoh told them about his strange dreams. They whispered together and shook their heads. "We don't know what the dreams mean," they admitted. Suddenly, Pharaoh's cupbearer stepped forward. "When I was in prison 2 years ago," the cupbearer began, "I had a strange dream too. A young man named Joseph told me what my dream meant, and everything happened exactly as he said it would." Pharaoh pointed toward the door. "Bring this Joseph to me." The guards rushed to the jail. They waited impatiently as Joseph shaved and put on clean clothes. Then they hurried him to the king. "I had a dream," Pharaoh told Joseph. "No one here can tell me what it means. But I hear that you can explain dreams. So tell me what my dreams mean." Joseph answered truthfully, "I cannot explain the meaning of dreams, but God will tell me, and I will tell you." "I dreamed I was standing on the riverbank," Pharaoh began. "I saw 7 beautiful, fat cows come out of the river and begin to eat grass. Then 7 skinny cows came out of the river, and the 7 skinny cows ate up the 7 fat cows. Then I had another dream," Pharaoh continued. "I saw 7 plump heads of grain growing out of a stalk. Then 7 more thin, ugly heads of grain grew out of the same stalk, and the thin heads of grain swallowed up the plump, full heads of grain." "Both dreams mean the same thing," Joseph began. "God is telling you what he is going to do. There will be 7 good years for growing food, and then there will be 7 years of hunger because food will not grow. You need to choose a man who is wise," Joseph said. "Let him store the extra food that grows in the 7 good years, so there will be food during the 7 years of famine, and the people will not die of hunger." Pharaoh was pleased to hear Joseph's ideas. He took his own ring off his finger and put it on Joseph. He put a gold chain around Joseph's neck. "You are in charge of all the land of Egypt," Pharaoh proclaimed. "You are second in command under me." So Joseph began his new work. He rode around the land and arranged to store all the extra food that grew in the 7 good years. Joseph was not in jail anymore. He was working for the king. But Joseph knew one thing was the same. God would take care of him in the palace, just as he had in the jail.
This podcast was brought to you by Gracelink.net and Studio El Piso. For more children's resources, please visit Gracelink.net.